After a difficult 2022 Formula One season, Mercedes got off to a poor start in 2023. Lewis Hamilton's championship hopes are diminishing, and the pressure is mounting. After the first race of the 2023 Formula One season demonstrated that Mercedes once again couldn't produce a championship-winning car, fewer and fewer people in the F1 community believe a significant change is possible. Yet there may be some positive news and changes on the way. What is going on in Mercedes? What are these changes? Stick around to the end to find out. After turbo hybrid engines were introduced to Formula One in 2014, Mercedes controlled the sport. They have won 8 consecutive Constructors' Championships, with Lewis Hamilton and Nico Rosberg claiming the first 7. Even though Red Bull demonstrated their ability to compete with Mercedes when Verstappen won his first championship in 2021, it was previously determined that radical new design rules would be implemented in 2022, which might conceivably change the standings. When the Mercedes team debuted the new Zero Side Pod design during preseason testing, the general consensus was that they had once again outsmarted their competition, who had more conventional designs, and would begin another dominant run. Thus, it came as a major surprise when it was revealed that the new rules had caught them off guard, and that they were having more problems than other teams with porpoising, a bouncing phenomenon created by the way the 2022 vehicles were designed in accordance with the new rules. Almost every team had issues, but Mercedes' issues were the most detrimental to their W13's performance and the comfort of their drivers. As Red Bull and Ferrari battled for victory at the first half of the season, Mercedes lagged far behind. They were eliminated from the championship race far before the halfway point. Mercedes did an excellent job enhancing their car. They frequently defeated Ferrari and came close to winning more than once, but they were unable to celebrate until Russell won the penultimate race of the season in Brazil. The victory appeared to imply that Mercedes had resolved their troubles and gave the team and its supporters hope for a return title contention in 2023. The fact that Mercedes' performance improved in the second half of the season was possibly the worst thing that could have happened, as it forced them to remain with their much-discussed Zero Side Pod concept. The Brackley factory of the squad was filled with cautious hope during the winter. Wolff and his drivers were very stubborn because they continued to believe in the unrealized potential of their idea. Wolff stated during the W14's unveiling on February 15th that they may begin the season behind Red Bull, but he was sure that the car would eventually be competitive enough to battle at the front of the grid. Russell left Bahrain, where testing and the inaugural race were driven, to improve the vehicle at the British factory. Upon his return to the Sakhir circuit, he was confident that significant progress had been made, and he was correct. Yet that would be the end of everything good. Following 3 practice sessions, qualifying, and a race, Mercedes realized that their strategy was wrong, and that their title aspirations for 2023 had already been dashed. The head of the Mercedes team, Toto Wolff, stated before the Bahrain Grand Prix that he did not believe Mercedes' unique car concept would succeed. Wolff proved to be correct. Lewis Hamilton and George Russell crossed the finish line in 5th and 7th place, respectively. It hurt even more that Fernando Alonso's Mercedes-powered Aston Martin placed 3rd and had an amazing race. Yet, it appears Mercedes will redesign their 2023 vehicles. Wolff remarked prior to the Bahrain Grand Prix, "We gave it our best go over the winter, and now we all just need to regroup, sit down with the engineers, be totally non-dogmatic, and ask what is the development direction we want to pursue in order to be able to win races." George Russell echoed Wolff's comments. "The fact is, we didn't have enough performance on the car," Russell said after Sunday's race. "Today's probably back to the reality, and we just need to get back to the drawing board and keep on working." What has been maybe unexpected, however, is a big change on the horizon for Mercedes in the form of appointing an old familiar face. According to Motorsport Italia, James Allison is preparing to return. For the young F1 fans who have never heard of him, here's a brief history. After completing his degree at Cambridge in 1991, Allison joined the Benetton Formula One team. He worked on the Department of Aerodynamics. After a few years at Benetton, he left to become the head of aerodynamics at Larousse before returning to Benetton in the same position. Then came the huge leap in his career. He transferred to Ferrari in 2000 and stayed there for 5 years. We believe that it is safe to state that the Scuderia had a successful 5-year run. Allison returned to Benetton, which is now Renault F1, in 2005 and accepted a position as the Deputy Technical Director. Allison assumed the role of Technical Director in 2009. In 2011, Renault F1 became Lotus Renault GP, and in 2012, it changed its name to Lotus. In May of 2013, Allison departed his position with the Lotus 1 team. Until July 2016, he worked for Ferrari as chassis technical director and then technical director. His wife passed away on July 27, 2016, prompting him to resign his profession and take a sabbatical from the sport. Then, on February 16, 2017, the contemporary legacy of James Allison took off. As the inaugural technical director, he joined Mercedes-AMG Petronas. It's reasonable to say that Mercedes has been astounding since 2017. In order to put this into context, James Allison has helped Ferrari win championships with the F2000, F2001, F2002, F2003, and F2004. Afterwards, he contributed to the design of the R25 and R26, the vehicles with which Fernando Alonso won his 2005 and 2006 championships. The W09, W10, W11, and W12 models provided Hamilton with 4 of his 7 world championships. Yep, you heard correctly. This person has created some of the most incredible Formula One vehicles ever. James Allison is one of the greatest F1 automobile designers in history. He ranks alongside Adrian Newey and Colin Chapman. You may therefore wonder why he no longer works on F1 cars, because Mercedes obviously requires him. Allison was named Chief Technical Officer of the Britannia America's Cup squad since Ineos owns a third of Mercedes-AMG Petronas. Mike Elliott is in charge of the technical aspects of the new 2022 regulations, and we can see where this is headed. James Allison has been summoned back to help guide the team in the correct path. According to the Italian media, Allison contributed to the development of Mercedes and the modifications it would bring to the Imola in May. Despite his successful tenure with Mercedes, Elliott's future with the team may be uncertain if Allison returns. Allison is a highly respected figure in the paddock and was instrumental in Mercedes' success during his time with the team. If he were to return, he could potentially take over as technical director, which would leave Elliott in a less prominent role within the team. However, it is important to note that these rumors have not been confirmed, and it remains to be seen what will happen in the future. Mercedes has not made any official statements about the matter, and it is possible that Elliott will continue in his current role. Fans will undoubtedly be pleased to hear that Allison is returning. Mercedes won 4 constructors' titles under the tenure of the former technical director. It has been suggested that Allison was involved in the alterations Mercedes will make for the May race at Imola. Red Bull appears likely to win, but the Aston Martin is unexpectedly competent. Mercedes is under significant pressure to make adjustments. The team is feeling hurt and disappointed after the disappointing performance at the Bahrain GP. They issued an official statement, recognizing that their fans are also feeling the pain and disappointment, and acknowledging that their support is crucial to the team's success. However, they are committed to staying calm and not making knee-jerk reactions. They believe in having the courage to fail, being accountable, and using failure as an opportunity to learn and improve. The continued saying that they are working urgently to build a recovery plan and is inviting their fans to join them in the fight back. They acknowledge that the situation is not ideal, but they are doing what they can to catch up with their competitors. Ultimately, they are asking their fans if they are ready to join them in this fight, but they also understand if some may choose not to. What do you think? Can Mercedes fight back, and with the addition of the legend James Allison, completely turn things around this season? Let us know in the comments below, and see you in the next video.